Welcome once again here on the Regional Radio Sports Network. My name is Paul Condry, president and founder of Regional Radio Sports. To my immediate left, my neighbor and my longtime friend, the head basketball coach and the athletic director here at Indiana University South Bend. We welcome you to the Scott Cooper Show 26-27. School year edition number 1. A lot of things happened during the course of the summer. So let's start right there. How was summer, and what happens in the life of a father with a wife with 2 wonderful young ladies, as well as trying to take care of athletics, basketball? What do you do during the summer?
Drive all through the greater Michiana area quite a bit, taking people from place to place. So, yeah, we kept busy at the Cooper household. We had Olivia, who will be on the show here later today. She was in ballet all summer. She was in camps all summer. She was in swim lessons, made the swim team at Irish Aquatics, so we're excited about that. Our youngest was also in swim lessons and some camps, had some mini vacations out to see some family, and then, back here at work, we're trying to take things forward still here, and we got some exciting news that hopefully will be coming out here pretty soon. We won't be able to say the who, but we can talk about the what here pretty soon, and, we're getting ready to ramp up here with our soccer and volleyball season, so we're excited.
Theoretically, how much time do you really get a chance to get away from the busyness? I mean, I know you in today's society, emails and phone calls, we're all getting all those on our phone these days, but realistically, how much time do you get to really get away?
That's one of the nice things about working here is there's some flexibility to have some balance in your life so that I can, be the taxi service for the Cooper girls and, see their performances and those type of things. So I enjoy that. But, the job really doesn't ever stop. And, that's, as you mentioned, we're also connected by cell phones and everything else that even if we're on vacation, there's still somebody calling or texting or somebody who needs something. So, but luckily we've got a pretty good staff here that does a nice job of pitching in, when I have to be out. And, it's really made my life a lot easier.
2 of the biggest heroes that we both have, my wife, Tanya, your wife, Janelle's just amazing because they're the rock stars of our family. They're the primary breadwinners. We don't mind talking about that. They both have killer jobs, if you will, and so we're lucky that we can have the jobs that we have, which gives us the opportunity that impacts the lives of coaches and kids.
Yeah, they get, and you say you hit it on the head. The work that they do allows us to have the fun that we get to have doing what we do, and I'm very, very fortunate, and I know you are too, to have women who support the things that we do because, not everybody's that lucky.
Okay. Let's move on to the 26-27 school year, but a lot of things have transpired since we did our last show in the spring. A lot of things that, once again, as we all know, that things kind of filter them way down from the NCAA Division I and eventually comes down to the NEI level and some things. One of the big things talking about is the potential of having 5 years of eligibility. Can you just kind of lock in on some of those, and how close are we? And in the big picture, where are we going? What do you think?
Yeah, I think we're really close. Obviously everybody's pretty aware of what happened with NCAA Division I this summer, where they went to 5 years of eligibility. Basically, that you have 5 years from the time you start college or 5 years from the time you start college to play 5 seasons, or when you turn 19, whichever comes first. NCAA Division II wanted to have something like that originally last year. They shelved it at the request of NCAA Division I, and NCAA Division I immediately just went in and hit it on their own, which, from my understanding, ticked off some people at the Division II level. So when NCAA Division II announced they were going to do that, the NAI decided that we were going to look at it as well. When Division II shelved theirs, we shelved ours. And NCAA Division II decided this summer they had an emergency, I forget the word they used, but an emergency council, and decided to do it. They've now put the same rule that Division I has into place. And so now the NAI is discussing doing it. What our rule will look like, whether it's the same language that they use, I'm not sure. There's been a handful of different things thrown out when we were discussing it back in the spring that got shelved. So whatever that looks like, it still remains to be seen, but I would say better than 50-50 chance that it happens probably in the next few months, to be honest with you.
Okay, I want you to give us 3 perspectives on this and what this means. Number 1, you're not too far since removed as a college athlete. So I want you to talk about from an athletic, take you back to the thrilling days of yesteryear. When you were an athlete, would you have liked this? Second part, as an assistant coach and as a head coach, do you like it? And third part, as an athletic director, do you like it? And I think I'm going to throw another caveat at you and say, as a parent, do you like to see that opportunity for your kids? So you got 4 questions. Knock them down.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you saying I'm not that far removed from my college. I think my 25th college reunion is like next summer. So, yeah, I think anytime you're an athlete, I think, part of what's the phrase? Athletes die twice. Anything you can do to hold on to being part of that sport, I think is good. As a coach and an athletic director, I'm very much in favor of it. The average college student, not just an athlete, but the average college student takes about 4.5 years to graduate. So we just arbitrarily pick a deadline that, hey, 4 years, you should be able to get this done. But that's not what happens. People, can't decide the rest of their lives when they're 18 years old. Their interests change. I was going to be a doctor. Probably did the world a service by not
goodness.
being. Yeah, exactly. That stuff, provides an opportunity for them to make a change, provides an opportunity maybe for some of them to get grad school. We've got a lot of students now and especially here, that are coming out with 30, 60 credits already, and, they're finishing their degrees faster. I know women's soccer had one that graduated in 3 years last year, two that graduated in 3 years last year. And those students would then have an opportunity maybe to go get their master's degrees and continue to keep playing. And, we, from an athletic director standpoint, we went through this during COVID, right? Everybody got a fifth year because of everything that happened during COVID. And obviously the circumstances are different. But, from our standpoint here on our campus, we saw good things out of that. Our graduation rates, which were already extremely high, spiked, which is tough to do when you're graduating 90% of your student athletes. But they spiked even more. We graduated almost every single person. Almost every single person that had a fifth year available to them took it. And they all did different things with it. Some of them were catching up to finish their degrees. Some were getting ahead and getting graduate degrees. Some of them were adding minors and things like that to interests they had. So, it was nothing but positive for us here at IU South Bend. Now, I can't speak to every school because not everybody's set up the way we are. But for us, certainly it was a good thing, and I think we're excited about it here.
All right, as you look at as the 26-27 school year kind of unfolds, we'll bring it right back here to the campus here in South Bend. I know there's some exciting things on the horizon. I know Bobby Barnes' soccer program is going to be represented here today. We're going to be visiting with a couple of gals here in one of our upcoming segments. But also, Callie's volleyball team is getting in action. They're actually, at the date we're taping this, is going to be opening up their regular season on the road over at Huntington. Very, very competitive team. So kind of give us an idea as you look at the landscape of the fall athletics, and as well as your basketball teams are starting to get their sea legs, if you will. Walk me through some of the exciting things. In addition, Ethan's really doing a spectacular job in regards to sports information. He's brought a whole new level of that job that we haven't seen in ages.
Yeah, and I think starting off with our soccer and volleyball teams, I think the one thing you're going to see from both of them this year is they're going to take big steps forward competitively. I've heard this not just from the coaches. Every coach is excited in August, right? But from the people around the programs, from the people that have seen them competing and practicing and things like that, that they are, the returning girls have really taken steps forward and done the work during the summer. But a lot of the new talent we brought in has also kind of raised our ceiling quite a bit too. And having seen what little I've had, and certainly I'm no expert on either of those sports, but you can definitely notice a difference when they're out there, not just in terms of their ability and their athleticism and all those type of things, but the energy that they all seem to have and the excitement they all have to seem around the program. Because this is kind of the dog days for them, right? They've been going for 3 weeks, and they've you got all the little injuries and stuff that happen early in the season as people are getting back into the swing of things, and that hasn't seemed to deter anybody involved in their program. So we're excited to see them take steps forward, and I really think that both of them are going to do that. And like I said, that's not just coach speak coming from the coaches. That's coming from the athletes. That's coming from the people that are around the programs, and that have, even our athletic trainers made a note the other day. Said, "Wow, the women's soccer team just looks a whole lot different this year."
Good.
So yeah, we're excited about that. And then talk about Ethan. Ethan, we kind of got away from the traditional sports information director and named Ethan the assistant athletic director for communications and marketing. And we've really tasked him with 3 things in that job, and that is the traditional marketing that sports information directors and things like that do. But truthfully, a lot of that's done by AI and kids on social media and things like that now. Creating promotional events to help drive attendance here. We really want to, we feel like IU South Bend's a big part of our community. Something like 80% of our students now, when they graduate here, stay in the area. So, we really have more of a tie to the area in a lot of ways than, Notre Dame or, the other colleges here in town, even though there's nothing wrong with those places, but those people don't tend to stay or don't tend to come from here, whereas a good portion of our student body does. And then, the last thing is, increasing our visibility, through sponsorship sales and stuff like that. And all of college athletics now, but the NAI about 2 years ago went to a rule now where you were allowed to have uniform sponsors. And most colleges haven't had a whole lot of success with that. I know Grace College was the first to really do something. They had I forget the name of the chemical company there in town, but they were able to get a department-wide uniform sponsor. There's been a handful of schools here and there that have got like one for one team or something like that. Ethan, and I can't say who yet because we haven't signed, the contracts aren't completed yet, but we feel pretty confident that pretty soon here we're going to be able to make an announcement that we are going to become, I believe, the second institution in the entire NAI to have a department-wide uniform sponsor. And, shout out to not just Ethan and the work he did with that, but also Doug Boozy for helping make the connection. And, we're pretty excited about it. Again, we're trying to really take this thing forward with all of our teams and the experience we can provide for our athletes, and this is a big part of that.
When is your first day on the basketball court, as well as Coach Bruce? When do you guys officially get a chance to get together?
We'll have our first team meeting August 18th, and then we will start conditioning that first week of classes and be in our first practices. I think it's September 14th this year, so it's coming fast.
Certainly is. We're going to take a quick time out. We're going to come back with more here from the Student Activity Center. We have a very special guest who's going to be joining us here in segment number 2. We'll be back right after this. Once again, here from the Student Activity Center, this is the Regional Radio Sports Network. Welcome back here to Indiana University South Bend. A special thanks to the production team here. We're doing a great job here on show number 1 of the Scott Cooper Show here, 26-27 edition. Tanner Campbell, along with Hunter Van Houten, our expert in regards to everything there is here now. Fred Maxey. Thanks to Liv as well for their great help here on our production. We have a very, very special guest. I've known her since she was born, and Scott and Janelle Cooper live one street over from where I live in Blair Hills here in Mishawaka, Indiana, and get a chance to see Olivia grow up, and she's doing a great job, as most kids are at that age, just having a good time. Olivia, first of all, a lot of people don't know, but one of your best friends in the world is your puppy, Titan, right? Talk to me about Titan.
So Titan was my best friend when we were little, and he was just kind of not very old, I guess. We would play tug of war, and I really liked doing that, but then he got old.
Yeah, he's really fun to be around. Coop, tell us a little bit about how awesome it was having Titan around for the time that you had.
We were very lucky to have Titan. He was a great dog, and the first day Olivia came home from the hospital, he was right up in her face, sniffing her to see what he was getting into, and it was great with both her and Sophia when they came home. And you worry about when you have a bigger dog like that how they're going to be, but couldn't have asked for better.
Yeah, I know. We lost ours. Seems like that cycle goes through the neighborhood where all the kids grow up with their dogs, and then they, as they say, they go climb over the Rainbow Bridge. Hey, let's talk about Stanley Clark School. I know you're going to Stanley Clark School. How much fun are you having at Stanley Clark School?
It's the best thing ever. I get to have a bunch of parties there.
Okay.
Good to know what our money's going to.
Coop, I know that you and Janelle, obviously you've got to balance a lot of stuff when it comes to getting kids, making sure kids are engaged in your life, as well as you have to be engaged in theirs. So let's talk about how you and Janelle kind of manage it all, both being professionals as well as taking care of 2 kids.
Yeah, I think we're very lucky to have a lot of support here, and right here in this department. To be completely honest with you, we've had I think all of our female teams have been babysitters for us at some point or another. I know Olivia got to judge these ladies here in their lip sync battle with the volleyball team the other night. She's tends to be very easily influenced on some of her scores through picking favorite songs and ice cream and other such things. So I'm not sure that she's the most ethical judge we've ever had, but just to be able to have a job where that our girls can be a part of it and, have a community that's helped us raise it because we certainly couldn't do it on our own.
Olivia, your dad loves chicken, doesn't he?
Yes, he does
loves
like chicken.
Every time we get together, it's either chicken wings or chicken this or chicken that. Do you love chicken as much as he does?
No.
Okay. So what's your favorite foods?
Ravioli
Oh, my.
Oh, really?
and mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. Well, tell you what, fit right in well with our crew. Tanner Camp over there, he could eat like 10 boxes of Kraft macaroni and cheese. So what's your favorite thing about being an older sister?
I get to boss my sister around.
Oh my! The truth has been told here today. So what's it like being the boss of your younger sister?
Well, I asked her to get a snack, and then she gets me a snack, and when she wants a snack, then we just get each other snacks, so then I can get her to do whatever I want. And then she tries to get into my room, but then I just kick her out.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your favorite subjects in school. Is there subjects that you like them better than the other?
I like technology better.
Okay.
Technology. What about art?
I like art too.
Are you going to get so Dad tells me you're doing some swimming, involved in athletics. Do you think at any point in time that you will fall in love with basketball the way your dad has fallen in love with basketball?
I don't think that will happen.
Oh, my. So this is not a future. So if Coach Bruce is still coaching here, Scott, this is revolutionary news.
Yeah, well, not news in the Cooper house. She's been pretty adamant about that. Although she did shoot some baskets with me the other day and hit the rim for the first time on the 10-foot hoop. So
wow,
yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
So what's it like watching your dad coach?
It looks kind of boring.
Kind of boring.
Kind of boring. Okay.
Because you have to do work. It seems like it would be boring.
Work's fun.
So give us an idea when you watch your dad up and down the sidelines during the games. How much fun is that for you, or is that just like you say, is that boring?
It kind of looks like he's just bossing around people too.
Yeah, that part might be true.
That probably is true. No question. Scott, what's your favorite thing about watching this young lady grow up to be where she's at right now?
Oh, just we're very fortunate that she's turned out to be a happy, healthy, and good person. You know, that's all we're going for, man. And she's done a good job of that, and been a good big sister, despite what she may imply there. To Sophia, sometimes we got to watch out for the "I'm not touching you, I'm not," type of stuff. But yeah, no, she's been great, and like I said, we couldn't do it without all the help we've had around here.
All right, Olivia, one final question. Your mom, Janelle, is an amazing lady. Not only is she mom to you two kids, and of course a wonderful wife to Coop, but most importantly, she's a professional. She works all the time, and she's doing a major impact with the firm that she works for. How much of a role model is your mom to you?
I don't know, because she's really, really like a big one. She's nice, so I would like say she's like I don't know how to say this.
You want to be like her?
Yeah, I want to be like her.
That's a great thing. So once again, Olivia, Scott Cooper. It's been a long time coming.
It has.
We'll be back with more of our continuing coverage of the Scott Cooper Show. We got women's soccer coming your way next here from the Student Activity Center here on the Regional Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Scott Cooper Show here on the Regional Radio Sports Network. I am joined today by two of our women's soccer players. We've got Katie Patterson, a freshman on the women's soccer team this year, and returner Payton Olszewski, who I believe I said that right, which was always my biggest fear in having you on the show today. I'll be honest with you. When Coach Barnes gave me your name yesterday, that's like, I better practice a few things here. So needless to say, I still had to ask you this morning. But excited to have them here and talk about the upcoming season. And you guys get to the inaugural gimmick for the year, which I don't know if you've watched the show in the past, but this one will be better. So I'm getting better at this every year on. So, Katie, you're a freshman on the team this year. Tell us a little bit about your background, how you came here, and why you chose IU South Bend.
Well, so I'm from right outside of Detroit, Michigan, so pretty far from here. and I was honestly looking to go to school for basketball at first. So I was looking for basketball and soccer, and I went to a lot of ID camps. I went to the ID camp here, and honestly, nothing beats the team chemistry on this team. Bobby has done such a great job with the girls. Like, everybody is so nice. So I just couldn't really find a better team.
That's good to hear. And Payton, obviously, you're in your second year here, third year overall in college. And correct me if I'm wrong, you transferred from DePaul?
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay. Were you playing there? I apologize. I don't
Yeah, I did club soccer there.
Okay.
Because I didn't really know, like, what I wanted to do with my life at that point. Like you were talking about earlier, like 18, you don't know what you want to do at all. And then I just figured I wanted to go further from home. So.
And are you from the Chicago area then?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And same question to you then. What brought you here?
Well, I kind of just like went to some of the ID camps and stuff, and I did fall in love with the team chemistry too. And like even going there, I met some people, like my roommate Mia, shout out. But it's just like building that with everyone while I was visiting. I was like, okay, this could be like a life I could see for myself.
That's good. And you guys are in the kind of the dog days right now of soccer here. I know everybody gets excited that first week of practice, then all of a sudden, so you get into that second one and that third one while you're not playing games yet. And we were able to start a little bit earlier. Really appreciate the help we got from our athletic trainers and the Beacon medical staff to allow us to do that. Tell me a little bit about where you guys are at right now, what we've got coming up, and how things are going in preseason camp.
Well, yeah, when we first moved in, right away we had a meeting and like a scavenger hunt just to meet everybody, because we have, if I'm not mistaken, 13 freshmen on the team this year. So a lot of new people. We have some commuters. So just a great way to meet everybody. And then we started off with 2-a-days, but we also mix in a lot of meetings and team bonding things, which is just helping our team chemistry. And we've come a long way even in just the 2 weeks we've been together.
Okay. How about same question to you, Vic?
I agree. Like starting out, we do have 2-a-days and a lot of team chemistry, team building stuff. Like we just had our trip in Michigan when it was downpouring, so no beach. But we still had fun, and I like feel closer from that trip with everyone. And right now we have some scrimmages coming up, and we did just have our 11v11 where we play each other. It's nice to kind of watch everyone play together and kind of like that chemistry and bonding stuff that we had kind of show on that field and stuff. So I'm just looking forward to where we're starting now, how we look, to where we'll look at the end of the season.
That's good. And, Payton, to you were here last year, and I think, anybody that was around the program for the last few years can easily say that the program took a big step forward last year. Going through that, as you guys went through your ups and downs last year, finished the season with 3 straight wins, something like that, if I remember correctly. That the Mount Mary one had me on the edge of my seat a little bit watching that online. But, what was the feeling at the end of that year from the girls that were returning versus the girls that were here? And then kind of the same thing going into this season. What kind of differences do you notice with as many new people as you all have?
I mean, like last year from beginning to end, we got like a lot better as a team. Our chemistry was like a lot better. I mean, we do have our ups and downs because it is like a long season and everything, but like at the end we were all like so sad to have it end, and we like just felt like that sisterhood, and we were all looking forward to coming back to this season with everything, the chemistry that's been built and everything. And like just how it started now, I feel like we have built so much chemistry versus like last year at this time. Not saying like we didn't last year, but and I'm looking forward to seeing how we'll end this year, because I feel like we're going to end a lot stronger.
And as you say that, obviously wins and losses are part of that, but what all does that mean to you outside of just wins and losses?
Like ending a lot stronger, like I think that's going to be like through us playing as a team, because like last year, yes, we had like some games that may have been like a test trial going wrong because like everyone gets tired and stuff, but then we had other games to where we played so great together, whereas I think in this year we're gonna end with a lot more games where we all play and it just looks like we all like know what each other's brain is like asking or saying or doing, and it'll just look like a bunch of like sisters out there.
That's great. Now, you have both talked about kind of the chemistry off the field and how that's been a big part of the reason you came here and what the part that you're enjoying. We got to keep it. Remember, we've got young kids who watch this as well. But off the field, tell us about some of the things outside of what Bobby, Coach Barnes, for those who aren't familiar with Bobby. Outside of what the coaches and what the staff has put together for you, what kind of things are you guys doing that have made this experience fun for you so far?
After practice, one day, like, we'll just go get froyo. Like, we'll all say, like, everybody's invited. We can go get froyo.
All right, let me interrupt you. Where are you guys getting the froyo from?
Urban Swirl, all the
obviously.
way, all the way.
Urban Swirl, if you're listening, we're available for sponsorship. Sorry, continue. Sorry.
But no, just, like, things where if we're doing something, like, we make sure that we include the whole team so that everybody is like involved. And some of the commuters we've invited to like come to the dorms because it's harder for them to be with us. There's one girl that lives 45 minutes away, so like if there's a break in between practices, it's really helpful for her if she can just stay in somebody's dorm.
That's great. That's great. How about you on your end? You're a little older, have some more opportunities to get around and do things that you're more familiar with the area than maybe the younger kids are, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of shopping trips, lots and lots of money spent at the University Mall. We like to go to Olive Garden too. Like, we'll invite the team with that too. And I feel like, honestly, sometimes it's the things that happen without Bobby that make us, like, build our chemistry more, because it's just that, like, relationship without the coach standing there watching.
Sure.
Not that you would, like, you're the coach.
No one's taken. Every
no
coach likes to
hate,
hear
no
that.
hate.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think it's just, like, in those moments, because that's, like, it's kind of deeper in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
But we love to go shopping or just like walk around, find new places, all of that.
As a father of daughters, I'm already terrified thinking of how that works. That's a lot of money spent, I'm sure, that comes
Oh,
from your
yeah,
parents
just
as much
wait,
as-
just wait.
Yeah,
You think it's bad now?
You saw how she dressed for the show, man. There are no small outfits, that's for sure. So, all right, well, as we do in every show here, I have a gimmick I like to go through here. This year, last year we would poll your team. I think you were part of that, and ask you to see how well you knew your teammates. This year, I've decided to keep up with the times, and I have asked ChatGPT to give me the most ridiculous questions it could ask that you guys could answer in a rapid-fire format. So I'm going to ask each of you this question, okay? And obviously, you're going to be coming from different places. Payton as a returner, Katie is a new player here. But there are no wrong answers except for the ones I don't like, although I don't think there's going to be any here. So these have a tendency, we're going to try to get to know both you and your teams a little bit through these questions. Again, no wrong answers, and if I feel like expanding on it and asking, we will. But again, rapid-fire format. So to both of you, and I guess we'll start with Katie here, who on the team would you never let set you up on a blind date?
Oh my gosh, probably my roommate Cheyenne.
Yeah.
She's from like the country, and her boyfriend is really not my type, which means his friends aren't, and just we come from totally different backgrounds, and like I just would not trust her.
And Cheyenne, if you're watching, it's okay. You do you. She's got her own taste. Nothing wrong with that. How about you?
Definitely Nana.
Man, you came that quick.
Yeah.
Katie
Just
had to put a little thought into it. You came to that quick.
Yeah.
I feel like there might be a story behind this, but we'll save that for another time. All right. Who would be the first on your team to get kicked off of a reality show?
Ooh. A reality show? Low-key Nana, too. She'd be fighting someone.
I think I agree.
Having dealt with one of her issues last year, I can totally see that. Who has the most? I'm going to skip that one. That one's just mean. You have to give your phone number. You have to give your phone unlocked to one teammate for 24 hours. Who do you trust?
Ooh.
Katie Coleman.
Katie Coleman. Oh, there.
Oh my gosh. Think. Who's on the team? Oh my gosh. Low-key, Liv or Mia. I feel like they'd like low-key just like put it down and be like, hey, I won't look.
I'm a little worried about what's in your phone. Flipping that question around, who would you absolutely not trust with your phone?
Ooh, definitely. Nana, Erica, Addie.
Wow, there's a list on this one. No, maybe that trust doesn't go quite as far as they say here. Zombie apocalypse. Which teammate are you taking with you, and who are you leaving behind?
Ooh.
Jeez. Taking with probably Liv. She seems like she's the most responsible, so I'll probably take her with me.
You think she can fight off the zombies, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. How about you?
Geez, taking with me? Like, maybe Nana, because we're cousins.
Okay, and Anna's coming up a lot here, but at least we know your family. So, who is most likely to marry a millionaire and immediately retire on your team?
I feel like I see that for Erica.
Oh, okay.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. They came to that one pretty quickly, too. I'm going to skip that one because the next question here is about getting arrested, so hopefully that doesn't happen to anybody. Who on the no? We're just saying, we don't need that one. Who on the team is most likely to accidentally go viral on TikTok?
Oh, accidentally. I want to say, like, maybe Katie for sometimes, like, just the stuff she says. She could be so, like, funny out of pocket.
Yeah, that's true.
Or, like Maya.
Maya.
The goalie.
Oh. Okay, I can see both of them.
All right. And last one. Be honest. I think I know the answer to this, given some of your previous answers. Who on the team would win a team-wide Hunger Games?
Me.
Wow.
Like, is that even a question?
I didn't know you were that resourceful. She's from Chicago.
I was going to say Nana.
You were going to say Nana. Yeah, it sounds like Nana has the ability to put some people down.
I don't think Nana would want to.
That's true.
All right, fair enough. So that's our gimmick for today. Pretty good job by ChatGPT for the first time out here, but we're going to keep doing that as we go on here, and we're going to take a break and come back to wrap up the show. Thank you to Katie Patterson and Payton Olszewski for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back here to the Scott Cooper Show. Hope that you have enjoyed our conversations. Coop, great job with the gals. Certainly, I understand. You and I have Let's go back and give some context to what the girls are talking about. Bobby Barnes is an absolute winner from the word go. You had a chance to work with him prior to Indiana University South Bend. It's not easy starting from scratch, and secondly, it's not easy building culture in today's look at me society and what he's been able to do. And I wanted to kind of close with this because that's what he's one of the top people I've ever been around. So let's put into context some of the things that you discussed with the girls, through the rapid fire questions and stuff about how important his leadership has been, and maybe one of the best hires in the history of the school.
Yeah, I think, the big thing with Bobby is he gets what's important. Like, the guy's won national championships. He's come here and had to start a program from scratch. Like, he's been on both ends of it in terms of wins and losses. And through all of that, he has been the same authentic human being he has been since the day I met him when we worked together at Ohio Wesleyan. God, how many years ago that was? 17 years ago, or whatever it was. What you see is what you get. There's nothing contrived about him, and I think that's really helped him build that culture that you heard those girls talk about, where certainly every team has its ups and downs and challenges and things like that, but I think what you've really seen in the growth of their program both on and off the field, is people who are willing to work through those and people who genuinely care about each other in that. And, that's one of the things I think we're really proud of with the program that he's put together is that he's got the right people in there. And that's, again, that's not an easy thing to do in this day and age.
In closing, I know that Ethan and Dougie have done a wonderful job working on this potential sponsorship opportunity. If someone wants to get involved in regards to corporate sponsorship or volunteering, whatever the case may be, it takes an army to put on a game. Let's face it. I mean, there's a lot of people who want to get involved. I mean, you don't have to have any special skill set other than you got to love kids and you got to love to be a part of something special. How do they help?
There's a million different ways. Again, sponsorships are a big part of what we're trying to do. We're really open to ideas for promotions and in-game promotions to help drive attendance. I think that's a big thing for us right now. I'll give you a great example. The elementary school district that both you and I live in over there in Elton Road had a jump rope team a couple years ago that reached out to us during our, I think it was against Holy Cross, if I remember correctly, game during basketball season. They came in and wanted to perform at halftime of both our men's and women's basketball games that day. It was great. The kids did a wonderful job. Some of them that live in our neighborhood, no less. And anything like that, I think there are two programs here in town that really do a great job of that. Both the Potawatomi Zoo and the South Bend Cubs do a great job of involving the community, and we've really been meeting with their people, and we've got some ideas from both of them, and we're going to work with both of them on some things. But anybody that has anything, we'd love to have you. Please reach out to my office. All of our information is listed online at IUSBTitans.com. You can also contact our Assistant Athletic Director, Ethan McGarvey, who is going to be the person who kind of handles the nuts and bolts of all that stuff. But we'd love to have you.
Don't forget Tuesdays at Four Winds Field. It's IUSB night. It's always an opportunity. I know Hunter and some of our guys on our team are actively involved in the production of those Cubs games. I know that's a fun time had by all.
Yeah, Titan Tuesdays out at the park. We usually have a guest throwing out the first pitch. I know, speaking of Ethan, he's done that, and Bobby, I believe, both did that this year. Right. I think me, Annie, Doug, I feel like I'm forgetting somebody, but there were several that did it last year as well too. I was probably the only one that bounced the throw, but
it's okay.
It was a strike. Nonetheless, it was kind of a had a lot of topspin on it. The catcher was a little far back.
It was a knuckle curve, right?
Didn't know what he was getting into. Yeah.
We kind of get that. Once again, thanks for joining us here from the Student Activity Center for Athletic Director Men's Basketball Coach Scott Cooper. I'm Paul Condry. Thanks again to our production team here at our broadcast site here at the Student Activity Center. Thanks for joining us here from IU South Bend. This is Paul Condry of Regional Radio Sports. Thanks for joining us.